Dear listeners of True Ghost Stories, tonight I invite you back to the windswept land of Phan Thiet, a place full of ancient legends never fully told. The slope of Lao Ong Huang, once home to the footprints of poet Han Mak Ta, becomes a different realm when night falls. Whispers seep through the cracks in the stones, through rows of swaying casuarina trees, as if someone lingers there still, waiting, grieving, or demanding a promise never kept. Tonight's tale continues from a terrifying encounter, The Poet Who Read at 3 a.m. The Poet Who Read at 3 a.m., Part 2. Phong thought he had left it all behind. After that horrific night, he returned to the city, locked himself away in a small apartment, cut off all contact with friends, rejected interview offers, and never once mentioned the word poetry again. But some things cannot be escaped. In the first week after leaving Phan Thiet, Phong's phone would mysteriously turn on by itself at exactly 3:03 a.m., always showing the same video, the faceless man standing in moonlight. He changed phones, smashed the old one, wiped all data. Yet every time he reinstalled the camera app, the same video would reappear in his Recents folder. And then the voice returned. Each night, a soft, eerie poem would echo in his room. No one else heard it, but Phong knew someone was reading with him. On the full moon night at month's end, Phong received a letter, no return address, black ink scribbled in a shaky hand. You haven't returned what you took. Poetry is not just to be heard, it must be understood. 3 o'clock, Lao Ong Huang, one last time. Trembling, he knew there would be no peace if he didn't go back. A part of him, a part he feared, was curious, entranced. And so, Phong boarded a night bus, heading back to Phan Thiet. 3 a.m. The moon hung high, cold and full. Lao Ong Huang stood silently, ruined, deserted, blanketed by wind and sand. Phong retraced his steps. Every stone felt familiar. He shone his flashlight on the rock where he had once sat. It was still there, along with a torn, yellowed page caught in a crack. Then, the voice. The poem this time wasn't soft. It was raw, haunting, like it came from a hollow chest that had never known warmth. The moon lost its way. One seeks poetry in their own blood. Phong froze. He instinctively pulled out a notebook and began to scribble down what he heard. The ink bled like veins bursting open. Then, from the broken gates, a figure emerged. This time, the face was clear. It was his own, but twisted. Sunken eyes glowing red, a smile torn too wide. Do you understand now? The voice came from both bodies, his and the monstrous version. Understand what? Phong whispered. Poetry is blood. It's the soul abandoned. When you hear it and don't answer, I live on in your place. The figure glided forward like wind. Phong screamed, stumbled back, hit the stone. Darkness swallowed everything. He awoke 3 days later in a hospital. A tourist had found him unconscious at the foot of the slope. Next to him, a notebook filled with over 50 poems, all written in crimson ink. Phong remained silent. He opened the book. The poems, he didn't remember writing them. The handwriting wasn't fully his. Some verses belonged to Han Mak Ta, but now had eerie extensions, as if a forgotten soul had continued them. After his release, Phong changed careers. No more poetry, no more public appearances. Friends said he moved to a quiet rural village to teach children. Every night, at 3:03, he still wakes. Not out of fear, but to write more lines from his dreams. No longer afraid, just haunted. Dear listeners, some stories are not meant to be heard in full, and some verses should never be answered. Tonight, if any of you suddenly hear poetry whispered from a dark corner, don't respond. Close your eyes, walk away, because you never know who might be listening.